Hello everyone. So the Diablo 4 open beta has ended, and today I'm gonna give my first impression and my personal feedback on the game. So I mainly play Rogue and I level her all the way to 25. That's the character I'm gonna play when the game goes live. Other characters, I'm just not really interested in them, and I simply don't have time to play all of them and level them all to level 25. However, I did play a little bit of Barbarian, but just like everyone else, I feel like the melee class need a buff. Overall, they feel much harder to play than a range class. I have to drink potions a lot more frequently, so there's that. So first of all, art style, the aesthetic of the game, 10 out of 10. The game is beautiful. The environment looks very immersive. So yeah, basically what a Diablo game should look like. Not the cartoonish Diablo 3, you know. Some people say the camera may be a little bit too zoom in. I say it's okay. It didn't bother me much. But overall, like I said, the game is beautiful. 10 out of 10 graphic. However, the user interface, oh my god. So, like when you open up the inventory, you already got like 5 to 6 different types of fonts. And I think the fonts need to be more unified. When you mouse over an item, it doesn't feel like an item. It doesn't feel like a weapon or armor. It feels like a PowerPoint presentation picture or something. So yeah, and the your character, it's nice to see how your character looks, but your gear placement of your character, I really prefer the D2 or even D3. You're actually putting gear on your character. It actually feel like you're putting gear on your character. In D4, you have your all your gear, all the slots like in a horizontal line on the left side of the character, and the bottom is your weapon. And it just doesn't feel right for a Diablo game. But I guess they have to make sacrifice for console, because the game is also built for console. So, but I guess it's not that hard to have another UI for PC, right? So please, Blizzard, can you redo the entire UI for PC? Like, let's say if I'm the lead designer of Diablo 4, there is no way on earth I would approve this UI. No way. Okay, so please, Blizzard, redo the entire UI for PC. Okay, itemization. Overall, it just feels. I guess it's okay, but a lot of times it just when an item is the higher the number is, most of the time it's better, unless it's the item add one more level to the skill that you're using. Yeah, basically when you see the green number, the plus number, yeah, just put it on. So overall it just feels meh. And then like there's no point for you to put into like strength, dexterity. There's no strength requirement, no dexterity requirement for any item. So overall D2 is better, but I hope when I get to when we get to the higher level, when we have access to Paragon, I wish things will get better. But right now, yeah, I just feel meh. Okay, legendary affixes. Oh my god, most of the time I feel like I'm reading a paragraph. And that's just for one legendary affix. And they all feel very situational and gimmicky, because all of them is like, oh, you hit an enemy with this attack and the next few seconds you have this, or you get attacked by this monster, and then you have this shield for the next few seconds and it cannot occur for more than 90 seconds. All of them are like this. So overall they feel very situational and gimmicky. And in Diablo 2, the item property are very easy, simple to understand, very straightforward, like Griffon's Eye, -20 enemy knifing resist, Death Phantom, plus 30 cold damage. It's very simple, very straightforward, very easy to understand. And legendary affixes in Diablo 4, like most of them, the sentence is way too long. I feel like I'm reading a paragraph. And if I have all legendary items on my character, and if I copy paste all the affixes and put it in a Word document, I will have a nice little essay right there already. That's how I feel like. So there's that. Trading, I did test trading with my friend. We can pretty much trade everything, including legendary. Gold, legendary, wear, pretty much everything we can trade. There are some legendary we cannot put into the trade window. I don't know what's going on over there. But yeah, I personally prefer open trading for everything. I think the pros just outweighs the cons, and is what I prefer. I think trading is always an aspect of Diablo experience. When I play Diablo 2, it's always part of my online experience. So it's part of the game. So for me, I think when you have a game that is required you to be online only, I think you should open trading for everything. Yeah, open up trading for everything. And if you limit trading for an online only game, it just doesn't make sense. Okay, gameplay wise, it feels great. It feels snappy, very responsive. There are like a few bugs here and there, but overall it feels very great. Gameplay wise is I would give like 9 out of 10. Sometimes like I feel like the projectile from the enemy is not obvious enough. It's maybe not enough contrast between the projectile and the environment behind, so it may be difficult to spot. It's easier when you watch a video, but when you're actually playing the game, have everything going on screen, it may be difficult to spot. So maybe they need to add more contrast, so that's my thought. Shrine, I feel like most of the shrines are way too OP. I prefer the Diablo 2 shrine that, they give you a nice little buff for this amount of duration. Yet the duration could be longer, but in D4, the shrine is just way too OP. When you touch a shrine, it basically turns you into Superman, and you can just steamroll everything. So I feel like whenever I get a shrine, I just want to kill as much monster as possible before the time runs out, and I don't think that's a good thing. I prefer the old Diablo 2 style shrine. You have this buff, and a nice little buff, for this duration. So yeah, that's my thought. Open world MMO, it could be good, could be bad. I see people like in town, and I occasionally see people in the field, but I don't feel like I'm engaging with any of them. I feel like in D2, like you make room you create room and you join game. I feel like that's more engaging than this open world MMO, element. So my question is like, what exactly are you trying to achieve? Like just to have the world boss event. And speaking of the world boss, I I'm not against the idea to have this kind of event, but what I don't like is it only spawn like with like doing this hour on the day, and I don't like it. I don't want the game tells me, oh, I have to play the game in this hour of the day. I want to play the game whenever I want. So, I just don't like the FOMO aspect of it. So how you gonna do the reward? Like when you finish the world boss, is the reward too big? If you don't do it, that you're gonna fall behind. It's just very difficult to balance. So yeah, that's my thought. Monster scaling, it got pros and cons. I guess the pros is you can farm everywhere anytime. You don't have to like farm like one particular spot. And the con is just you don't feel like you're getting any stronger. And sometimes you're level 23 and there's a level 7, on the same dungeon fighting the same monster with you, and he's more powerful than you, and it just looks silly. But this is for the playthrough. I guess it's acceptable. At least it didn't bother me as much as it bothers someone else's. But I guess for me, it really depends on the end game. Yeah, like I said, during playthrough, it's acceptable. But if I get to the end game and it's still like this, and then we have a big problem. So, and speaking of an end game, I don't know how is that gonna look like, but I expect I'm gonna have more fun than what I'm have currently. I don't expect the end game's gonna be my Nova Sorceress or Javazan in D2R that I can spam teleport and Nova and Lightning Fury without any cooldown. I don't expect that, but I expect I'm gonna have shorter cooldown. I can spam my skill more. I expect I'm gonna be more fun than in the beta with the max level 25. So for me, it really depends on the end game. So conclusion, I think I'm gonna give this Diablo 4 open beta a 7 out of 10. Yeah, around 7 out of 10. If you're a D2 fan and you just want Diablo 4 just be a D2 but more modern, it is not. You're gonna be disappointed. But I'm a D2 fan myself, and I think I can still enjoy Diablo 4. It's gonna be different. It's not Diablo 4 is not Diablo 1, it's not Diablo 2, it's not Diablo 3, it's not Diablo Immortal. Diablo 4 is doing its own thing. So it's just like I enjoy StarCraft 1, I have StarCraft Remaster, but I can also enjoy StarCraft 2. So even though you're a diehard D2 fan, I don't see why you couldn't enjoy D4. And yeah, so that's my overall thought on the game so far. I still haven't pre-purchased, but I think I probably will. It just I'm not in any hurry. So yeah, basically that's my overall impression and feedback. Let me know what you guys think. Did you have fun in the beta? Was that the game for you, or was it not your cup of tea? Let me know. in the comment section down below. So that's it, guys. Hopefully you guys enjoy, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.